Yo, what's up? How you doing today? So I often get asked,
hey Rick, what's your favorite crappie bait?
to which I reply, roll the intro. No, I'm just kidding. I do have a favorite. For those that watch, shut up.
Stop laughing, you're making me laugh.
For those that watch my videos often know that I love the Fluke. So top secret might be a little understatement. I'm just saying, this guy here,
pretty good.
The average crappie bait is 2 inches long. The Fluke comes standard 2 inches long right out the pack. It features several tear-off points down the body of the Fluke, and at the very end, it has a split tail that opens in the water.
Oh, I gotta burn.
I traditionally fish this on a 1/32 or a 1/16 ounce head. I got a video down below on how you can make baits like this shorter to catch more fish. Check it out later on. But what's cool about the Fluke is because it has those segments, you can tear these off at different segments to make it smaller to get more of a reaction strike rather than a hunger strike. That's why I like the Fluke so much. It's way versatile. You can cast it out, you can swim it back, you could throw it on an underspin even just to get a little bit of action out of it. But it is the ultimate jigging bait in my opinion. Now when I'm fishing the Fluke, most of the time I'm fishing the 2-inch section. If I'm not getting struck on a 2-inch section, looks like yesterday, I'd spin it down from the top part of the body.
Come on, sucker, zoom.
So I take the top, more fat section and kind of Indian burn it off, just like that. Throw this.
Almost choked on that. Don't do that, kids.
You thread the smaller section back on the jig head, 1/32 ounce preferably, cast it right back out and give it a jigging action. I also have another video down below I'll reference in the description. I use a technique called tickling, where you can tickle for crappies. This is a great bait for that tickling method. I usually cast it out over the structure and then I'll do like little lift and drops. So I'll lift the bait up and then let it slowly drop down. Give it a little twitch, just make it look like it's almost coming back to life and then flutter back down. It is a fire presentation for lift and drops. Now if I'm ice fishing and they're super lethargic on a very cold day, I'll even twist it all the way down to the bottom. Just twist that next section off and boom, there you got a 3/4 inch little bait that you can put on a 4 mil or 5 mil tungsten jig head.
Fire.
Bluegills, perch, not just the crappies, even trout love the Fluke.
Hey Rick, what's your favorite colors? We need to know your favorite colors.
All right, I'm gonna list them in order here. Now, most of the year, I have been fishing with Flow Dreamsicle. That's fluorescent orange top, white on the bottom. The rubber duck. That's chartreuse top, white on the bottom. Lemon lime. That is lime on top and chartreuse.
Oop, I just dropped it.
Lime on top, chartreuse on the bottom. Next up is funky chicken. Chartreuse with flow pink.
Funky.
And last but not least, one of our newest color called Zany Pop. If you want to see some cool pics, check out our Instagram as well. I'll link that in the description. We publish pics all the time from catches, and a lot of them have been lately on the Zany Pop. I'm gonna use a spinning wheel here, and I'm gonna spin a random area lake. Now that I have a lake, I'm gonna choose a color based on the stain of the water of that lake that we just selected. Now we're gonna go out and try to blindly find some crappie at some spots. And I think you're gonna be surprised by the results that the Fluke gives. Breaking news here from the Hunting and Fishing News Show. We got this Cast Cray Outdoors here in Northeast Ohio claiming to have the best, most secretest, top secret sockeye bait on the market. Let's go out to the field and check this baby out. Dick Billy, are you out on the field? It's Richard William Bob, not Dick Billy.
Jeez, this guy.
Still recording? Yeah, so you heard him. We're gonna get out to the lake. We're gonna test out the Fluke, the secret, top most secretest bait that Cast Cray makes for the cropsters. Let's get on it. If you guys made it this far in the video, do me a favor and comment below Fluke. Thanks for watching.
Back to the video.
Okay guys, we are out on Deer Creek now. And what I selected for Deer Creek, considering the stain of the water here is reasonably clear. It's got a little bit of a stain to it, but not super dark at all. Got about 2 feet of visibility here. So I went with the Cotton Candy. That's the flow pink top, white pearl bottom with a 1/16 ounce head. I'm gonna be casting out this way. So I know that there's some cover out here. I found a tree here up above me. This tree right here has a limb that's missing. I'm guessing up here, that limb that is missing right here fell in and probably is down here. Let me put this on the rod, give it a couple casts and see how we do. Now we're gonna go initially with a 2-inch bait. If for whatever reason they're not hitting on a 2-inch, then we'll slim it down just like I showed you in the shop and we'll try for a little reaction strike.
We're ready to rock, baby.
We're on a little bit of a cold front here. We had some rain the last couple days, so the bite might be a little rough. We will see. Now, I don't know if you can see the tip on my rod, but all I'm doing here is literally just popping it off the bottom of the... Oh, there's one right there. Got one. Put fish on. Oh, I lost him. First freaking cast. Okay, let's try this again. Like I said, all I was doing is just letting it sit all the way to the bottom, and I know that they're going to be a little deeper than usual. They're on deep wooden structure, kind of sucking the heat off of that because of this cold front.
Oh, they're down there.
So usually what I would do is if I'm not getting a hunger strike is what I call it, then I usually would shrink that down after about 10, 20 casts of nothing and give it another shot. And hey, maybe we'll try that in a little bit. They might be a little more reactive to a smaller size bait, even on today when they're seemingly much more active. Every cast so far, I've had little nips. So what that's telling me is they're kind of short striking. They're wanting it out of their territory. I'm in their territory, but they're not committing, except for that first fish. We'll see if we get another one here after a couple casts. I can't believe I got a hit on the first cast. That was awesome. Too bad I couldn't land that fish. We'll give it a couple more casts here, and then I'll show you the effects of shortening the bait here pretty soon on the fluke. I think they're gonna unintentionally prove my point here of the versatility of this bait. Okay, so I've decided after a couple more casts to take my bait and I'm gonna reduce it down. As I mentioned in the shop, I'm taking the same exact bait, just threading it off, Indian burn twisting that bigger part of the body out, putting this in my pocket.
Not on the ground.
And I'm gonna thread the remaining portion right back on the same head that I just had. Just like that. Smaller profile bait, let's give it a shot. Same exact presentation, letting it sink all the way to the bottom, get it to where I know they're at, and popping it over them real slow. Lift drops with a little flutter in between. Fish on, fish on.
That's not a fish.
Guess what we have proven? There is in fact a part of this tree in there. This is definitely not a feeding strike, definitely more of a reaction strike. They are not hungry right now. So I'm gonna have to work them over with a smaller profile bait. This is one of the benefits of using that fluke. It goes from that 2-inch down to whatever size you desire. It's good. Fish on, fish on. Right in the roof of the mouth, right where we want them. Look at that. Smaller profile bait, versatility of the fluke, works, baby. We're not talking tank here, but hey, we got a strike. Let's see if there's big ones in there. Casting it out, letting it sink all the way almost to the bottom. When I feel or see my line start to slack up, I'm gonna slowly lift it up and give it a couple pops. Still short striking. Another indication that they're just wanting something out of the way. They're not really wanting to gobble the whole thing. They're just kind of picking at it, just nipping at it, almost like nipping at the fins of a real life fish to get it to move out the way. So I'm gonna try a different approach this time. This time I'm gonna be a little more annoying. Instead of just a lift and drop with a little like flutter, and just kind of floating into their space. This time I'm gonna come a little more aggressive and I'm gonna kind of jig it real aggressive over their spot. See what happens. Fish on, fish on. Are changing that fluttering worked. Definitely a reaction strike kind of day. They're not wanting to bite. They are definitely hitting smaller baits and more of a fluttering action. Now the fluke, man, I'm telling you, that little tail on there with that little fluttering action just really ticks them off when they're wanting a reaction strike. Let's confirm that theory here again. I'm gonna redo that same fluttering action. As I'm reeling real slow, all I'm doing is popping the tip of my rod up and down a little bit. There they are again, got them.
Boom, baby.
See, now we figured the crappie out. We had a random lake on a random day. We chose a color of the fluke based off the stain of the water. We identified some structure. We realized that they don't want to eat big baits, that they want a reaction strike. We also realized quickly that they don't want just a little bait floating or fluttering into their space. They want it really active. Now that we figured these fish out, we could pretty much present them with the same exact presentation, and the reaction to that presentation is more than likely going to be the same. We'll see. Oh, I just missed one. If you want to learn how to identify structure from the shore as you're bank fishing, I got a video down below I'll link as well. I use one of those tactics that I discussed in that video to locate this structure here.
Dancing fish and pole. It's a dancing fish and pole.
Fish on, baby.
Woo!
Bottle flip.
Oh, fish. Better fish.
Fluke, baby, fluke.
The fish call.
Fluke, baby, fluke.
So I've been here for about 20 minutes. So far we've gotten 6 crappie, 6. Hey, I hope that this video was valuable to you. Thanks for checking out my favorite bait, the secret fluke. If you want to figure out some ways on how you can increase your chances 2, maybe 3 times in catching crappie, check out this video over here. If you want to check out our other how-to videos, check out the playlist right over here. If you want to subscribe, smash that subscribe button right here. Make sure you smash that like and ring that notification bell to get all those juicy notifications. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will see you on the next one.